Human freedom is something that affects every part of our lives, from the choices we make to the way we think, act, and live. I picked the subject of human freedom because it has an impact on every part of life, and it's interesting to think about whether we are really free or if things we can't control, like our upbringing or biology, affect our choices. This topic also relates to real-life issues like morals, responsibility, and identity, which is why I chose it. What is freedom? I would say that freedom is the ability to make your own choices without being completely controlled by other people. This means being able to think for yourself, make your own decisions, and say what you want. However, freedom isn't complete. There are always rules, social norms, and personal situations that limit what we can do. There are some things you can do to change the limits on your freedom, but not all of them. You can change the way you think, make better choices, and question rules or expectations that aren't fair. For example, you can try to improve yourself by learning or working hard. However, some limits, like laws or certain life situations, can't be easily changed. Because of this, freedom often means learning how to live within those limits instead of completely removing them. Genetics may affect freedom by shaping personality traits, skills, and preferences. For example, a person who is naturally more anxious might avoid risks, while someone who is more confident might take more chances. Genetics can also affect how strong or intelligent someone is, which can change what choices are realistically possible. For example, an athlete might be naturally stronger, giving them more freedom in sports. This shows that even though we make choices, some are influenced by things we are born with and cannot control. The environment also has a major effect on freedom because it determines what opportunities a person has. For example, someone who grows up in a wealthy family may have more access to education, travel, and job opportunities, while someone in a low-income or dangerous environment may have fewer options and more challenges. Culture also plays a role. Some cultures value independence, while others emphasize tradition or obedience. Even friend groups can influence decisions, as peer pressure can affect how a person behaves or what goals they choose. Religion can both support and limit freedom depending on how it is practiced. On one hand, religion can provide guidance, purpose, and direction, helping people make decisions that align with their values. For example, someone might choose not to drink alcohol or might choose to help others because of their beliefs. On the other hand, religion can set rules that restrict certain behaviors, such as clothing, relationships, or lifestyle choices. However, many people see following religion as a form of freedom because they are choosing to live according to those beliefs. According to church teachings, God created humans as rational beings with the ability to think and make their own decisions, which gives them dignity and responsibility. Instead of forcing people to follow Him, God allows humans to choose their own path. This means people are free to either seek a relationship with God or not. True fulfillment comes when a person freely chooses to follow God, not because they are forced, but because they decide to. Church teachings also explain that as long as a person's freedom is not fully directed toward what is good, they still have the ability to choose between right and wrong. Because of this, people can grow and improve, or make mistakes and fall into sin. This ability to choose is what makes human actions meaningful, and it is also why people can be praised or blamed since they are responsible for their decisions. In the Bible, Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This means people should not simply follow what society expects, but instead think for themselves and improve their way of thinking so they can make better and more meaningful choices. This connects to human freedom because true freedom is not just doing whatever you want, but making thoughtful and responsible decisions. In the end, human freedom is not just about doing whatever we want. It is about making meaningful choices, even when we face limits. Whether influenced by genetics, environment, religion, or society, we still have the ability to choose, and those choices define who we are.